Hey, I'm Matt Morrett, and I'm from Lingelstown, Pennsylvania. I've been transplanted over to Perry County. I live in Marysville, Pennsylvania, which is the heart of turkey hunting. It's where a lot of things started here in Pennsylvania. And, you know, I have been very fortunate to make a living in the hunting industry, and it's all derived from turkey hunting, from calling in contests from when I was a young man to getting to travel the country and do a lot of different things. But 364 days of my life, I talk about turkey hunting, and I try to lay off on the holiday, on Christmas Day, just so my wife keeps me around, because if I did it on then, she'd probably throw me out of the house. But, you know, turkey hunting has been so important in my life, and I'm so proud to be from Pennsylvania. And I think a lot of things that have come true across this country because of the wild turkey, a lot of it has started right here in the heart of Pennsylvania. And came over to the Game Commission today to give a little bit of tips and tactics and stuff that I've learned throughout the last 30 plus years traveling the country, chasing the greatest game bird of all, and also just to try to maybe talk to some people and talk to some, you know, get through to some younger folks that might want to give it a try, because turkey hunting, in my opinion, is one of the best ways to spend any day in May in the outdoors. When you go out there and have a conversation with the gobbler and it gets you excited, you get him excited, it's not always about taking one over your shoulder out of the woods, but it's about learning from the resource that's out there. And again, I'm proud to be from Pennsylvania, and I hope that some of the stuff that we talk about today might maybe give you a little bit of extra help out there in the spring woods, and definitely get your blood boiling for this coming turkey season. Good morning, Danielle, and I've heard that you shot a deer this year.
I did.
And you're real excited to go turkey hunting.
I am.
Now, have you ever used a turkey call before? Say no. You're supposed to say no. You
No,
gotta learn how to.
no.
You have to learn how to bend the truth a little bit to be a good turkey
No.
hunter. This is good, because so many people think it's real hard to use a turkey call, and in all honesty, it's very simple. It's just like writing your name. And here's the thing: girls are better turkey hunters than guys. And any guys out there that if your wife or girlfriend is giving you a hard time about being in the woods so much, and she wants to get involved in a sport, turkey hunting is the greatest thing in the world. It's a little bit warmer weather, and there's a lot of interaction, and we have to face it, guys, girls are better shots than we are, and they're more patient than we are, so they're better turkey hunters all around. But let's get to calling. That's your slate, and basically it's real simple. You want to hold this like a pencil. You're wrong-handed.
I'm right. I'm the right left-handed.
You want to hold it like a pencil, and when you put it down, you just want to angle the striker away from you just a little bit, just like that. Now pull it across back to you. You're done. You got it. You got a noise. That's the first thing you want to do, is just get a simple noise. There you go. Now the key to a friction call is when you're using it, you never want to lift the striker up on a backstroke. So to do a yelp is the basic hen sound. When a hen's out there and she wants to talk to a gobbler or talk to other hens, she's going to do this sound right here. And it's just making little circles. So go ahead and make a circle. Got this? Okay. Now when you come back up, just leave the striker right on the surface. You got it. Do it again. Perfect. Now we'll just expand on that yelp a little bit. When a hen wakes up in the morning, she's real soft and subtle, just like us. We wake up, we don't start screaming and yelling, complaining. My wife does once in a while, but when she wakes up, they do a sound. This is what we as turkey hunters want to do. It's called a tree call. And basically with a slate, the coolest thing about this slate call is the sound is built right into it. It sounds like a turkey. All you got to do is add rhythm. And when she wakes up, it's real soft. It's called a tree call. So just lighten the pressure up in those little circles a little bit. Perfect. You're just telling that gobbler, hey, I just woke up. And that's the first thing you want to do to him. And if he answers you back, you might want to put your call away.
Okay.
So many turkey hunters, you get excited right then. Your heart starts to beat. I mean, it's an adrenaline-filled sport. And when he gobbles back at you like that, you want to just burn him up. You want him to keep gobbling. Well, in nature, when that gobbler gobbles, he's trying to attract girlfriends. He's trying to attract hens, and every day they fly down and go to him. And we're out there as hunters trying to reverse this process. So the more you get him excited out there, the longer he's going to stay out there and wait for you. So let's just talk about another variation of the yelp. And it's kind of putting inflection into your calls. And it's similar to human language. When we want to get someone's attention, we talk louder or get a little more excited. So when a hen is really excited and it is mating season, she wants to tell that gobbler that she's excited, she wants a date, she might put a little more inflection. So we're going to get a little louder and just a little more pressure, a little more speed. Yeah, you're telling them you're real excited. No, you're doing great. That's awesome. One thing about a slate, there's higher pitch on the outside, and as you go down, it gets lower. So start it out here a little bit more.
Okay.
Make your circle just a little bigger. Go down on the slate just a little bit. I think you got it. That is a right-handed slate call, though. That's the only problem with it.
They make right and left
No, I'm
hands.
teasing. All right, let's talk about another call, another vocalization. And you know, so many people that want to start out, they think you got to go by a mouth call and put it in your mouth. A mouth call's tough to learn. And to be honest with you, you can sound more realistic with a friction style like a slate call than anything out there. And one thing that a lot of folks do, they forget about, and YouTube is one of the greatest teachers. When I grew up, I'm old, so we didn't have YouTube and all that. I learned to call on a 33 record that my dad had forever. And YouTube, you can go in there and hit hen yelp, and you can look at it, and it'll show you what that hen sounds like, and you want to sound like her. And the more you can sound like a wild hen, and the more you can portray that to a gobbler, the more turkeys you're going to call up. It's just the way it is. And with today's equipment, technology and calls and decoys and equipment, it makes it a little bit tougher. That mama hen is teaching them their language, and she's teaching them that everything in the woods is trying to eat them. So that's why, you know, their eyesight's really good, their hearing's very good, but no matter what, they're trying to get away from danger every day of their life. That's what makes turkey hunting a real challenge. And the whole challenge of the spring season is to call them in. And when you go out there and you hit your call one time and one gobbles back, you're going to know right then and there if you're hooked. If the little hairs in the back of your head or you get goosebumps and you kind of get that charge of adrenaline, you might as well just plan on being hooked because it's fun.
Okay.
So let's talk about a cluck. When a gobbler's coming in and you just want to let him know where you're at, a cluck's something that turkeys make all the time, and it's just a single note, striker the same way as the yelp, and you just kind of pull it back real. You got it, perfect. That's just telling that gobbler, hey, I'm over here.
Okay.
You know, and a lot of people think that that's an alarming sound. When a turkey is alarmed or sees something wrong, they do make that sound. But the only difference is in that sound, what you're projecting right there is the turkey's body language. When they're nervous, they stand up, their wings start to flop. You're not going to scare a turkey away by just giving them a short cluck. You're just letting them know where you're at. A lot of times it's relaxing. Now, we'll expand on that cluck a little bit. When a hen is at her most excited point, either really desiring a date with a gobbler or really mad at another hen. All wild animals live by a real strict pecking order. She'll do a sound that's called cutting. And if any turkey hunter out there learns one call and perfects it better this spring than any spring before, my recommendation is cutting, because it's a sound that really gets a gobbler's attention. And like we did the cluck, cutting is a little sharper. And then she'll actually put them together. I don't expect you to do that right out of the gate. Well, she got it right out of the gate. When you get real mad at your boyfriend, that's what that hen is. Or, you know, when you're angry, take out the trash, you got to put that inflection in there. Inflection, that's what that hen's doing. She's saying, hey, I got dinner cooked, you better come over here. Or she's telling another hen, you better stay away from my man. And
Okay.
Cutting is to me the bread and butter call of turkey season, because you can, if you got a gobbler over a hill and he's not real excited, and you hit him with that, a lot of times it gets his blood flowing and gets him cranked up. Now, like we talked about earlier, when you hit him with that cutting and he comes back and gobbles a couple times, don't send smoke signals off his call. Don't keep cranking him up, because he's going to stand out there and wait for you. But you know, you've got tree calls, you've got yelping, you've got clucking and cutting. You got it down. Let me hear a little bit of cutting one more time. There you go. Keep it down. Perfect. Perfect. And you know, with that slate, like you were doing, you can change the tone by moving the striker in different parts of that slate call.
Without moving it up ever.
Yeah, you don't have to move it. I mean, just, you know, there's a different tone from the outside ring to the inside, every place here. And when that hen's cutting, especially if she's walking around naturally, she's like up and down, you know, just a couple octaves. So, I mean, it's just, the bottom line is practice. With a mouth call, I tell everybody the best place to practice is on your way back and forth to work. That's not easy to do in the car. Right. and it drives, I usually say it drives wives crazy, but in your case, is your boyfriend a turkey hunter?
He went out once.
Once, okay.
Yep.
So you might drive him a little crazy, and he's going to be mad that you're probably a better caller than him, but that's how it is. Let's just talk about one more vocalization, and it kind of goes along with clucking. And when real relaxed, when a turkey's most relaxed probably is when it's feeding, and it's called the purr. And the purr is really, really simple to do on a slate call, and probably the best call to get it done with. And what I try to recommend is give yourself a little more striker on the end there, because it's going to vibrate. Push it down like you're going to cluck, and you want to drag it and let it kind of bump. There you go. And you just want to do a little softer. I'm just going to give you a little better angle right there. You go. There you go. Now just lighten the pressure a little bit, and just let it bump. Give yourself a little strike. There you go. Now it'll vibrate real good. There you go.
Okay.
And to be honest with you, that's the best way to learn, is to do it slow like that, and then that must be that right-handed call. That's all right. Just let it bump like that. Push down just a little bit more. There you go. Push. Once you get it, you'll watch that striker, how it just. You're not pushing real hard. You're just kind of. There you go. Perfect. Now you're telling that when you do that, that hen, she's feeding and she's just content. You know, a lot of times you get a gobbler that's answered and he's coming. You've changed his mind. He's out there at about 50 yards, just out of range. You can't see him yet, and he just needs that little bit of coaxing, that soft, subtle stuff, and that purr is a great call to do. That's what they're doing when they're... And at that point, too, as a rule of thumb, the closer they get, soften your calls down. Let him be contented when he gets in there. But, you know, good turkey hunters, they know exactly what to say to a turkey. They're not just making noise out there, but that comes with experience and time. But the fun part is learning how to call, and you're actually communicating with something other than like we communicate every day. And I think that's what makes turkey hunting so exciting to a lot of people. But you've done great.
Thank you.
No problem.